Hey everyone, today we are starting our series on how to use Mint.com. I'm going to walk you through the basics of how to set up your budgets, optimize your transactions, set up goals, and in the end, review a full portfolio when it comes to Mint.com. Let's get right into it to do our first beginner basic tutorial. Okay guys, so we are in Mint.com and this is the main dashboard that you would see when loading into the platform. As you can see, I don't have any cash accounts listed here in the account section, nor do I have credit cards. I also don't have loans or investments, as you can see here. The first step we are going to take when setting up your Mint account, and the first step you need to take is setting up and adding up an account. So you're going to click this button right here. You're going to click the Add Accounts button, and you're going to add in your bank account. You can see they already have loaded up a couple banks here. If they're not here for you, just go ahead and search for it and add it in. Once that is done, you will start seeing cash accounts. If you have a checking account or savings account, load into the cash section. You will see your credit cards linked with that bank account. You will see loans and investments all linked with that bank account. For the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on cash and credit cards and optimize budgets against those two sections. But in future videos, we'll look at loans, investments, and other types of transactions, and also other types of assets. All right, so once you've loaded in your bank account, you can then go over to the transaction section. I want you to go over to the transaction section by clicking the transaction section right at the top. And there you will start seeing all of your transactions from all of your accounts listed by date. And as you can see, I have a couple listed already here for September 19th. I have a mobile internet bill, I have a clothing charge, I have gas and fuel, and I have food. But sometimes what you will notice is the category is not set up properly. So you can go in here in the category section and readjust the specific categories for each transaction as you see fit. If you want to change out this and add in a new category for mobile, you want to call it something different, or add in a more specific category within bills and utilities, let's say, you can do so. For now, I'm okay with how these are looking: mobile bill, cell phone bill, internet, bills and utilities, so on and so forth. So I'm happy to move over to the budget section to start setting up our budgets based on my spending behaviors. But you can see here that I currently have a couple transactions. All is looking okay. So let's move over to budgets super quick to focus on the most important section in my opinion, which is your budget section. Okay. So in this section, what you will see is a month by month outlook of your expenditures. Because I've set this account up for September 2020, we're not going to see prior expenditures, but if you have loaded your account in, you might see those come through. But really, Mint is a future-looking platform. We want to be focused on a future budget. There is a look back feature that looks at trends, but for budgeting, it's forward-looking. We want to set up our budget so that we can, have a goal set, a budget set for a future month. So right now, I have no budget set within this account. We want to change that. We want to add in budgets per our expenditures. So you can see what Mint is doing here is loading in everything else we've spent, which is everything, given we have not distinguished a budget. What would happen is if you were to have set up a gas and fuel budget, that would automatically shore up and automatically sort into the budget section. Now, we're going to click on gas and fuel and create a budget for it. So you're going to click on this plus icon right here. Because I've spent $34, but I know I'm going to spend potentially $50 on gas and fuel, I'm going to set that as my budget. Instantly when I do that, it crafts the budget for me for gas and fuel. And as you can see, we've spent $34 of the $54 we've earmarked for. We spent $34 of the $50 we've earmarked for gas and fuel. Food and grocery. While I've already spent $50, I know I'm going to spend $500 for the month. So I've expanded that budget to $500. Okay, and as you can see, we're well below our current total budget amount. per allocation for the month. For clothing, 72. That's the only expenditure I believe we will have this month, and I kind of want to only spend 72 at maximum every month on clothing. Okay? So now we have our core budget set up, and of course this is just a glimpse. You're going to have a host of more budgets. Maybe it's taxi, and all of your regular expenditures, all of your fixed plus variable expenditures. Maybe it's your rent. And so now what you're going to want to do is ensure that as you are spending, you are aligned to these budgets that you have set out. So you've said $72 for clothing every month. You've said $500 for food. We've said $131 for bills and utilities, which is a fixed cost. But you want to be monitoring that on a monthly to say, hey, are you turning the AC or turning the heat on too much? Maybe you should reduce that amount. And then over gas and fuel, we want to ensure that we are not spending over that amount. But this can at least give you that look back to say, hey, am I in the green or in the red when it comes to my overall expenditures per category every month? I want to leave you with that today, in that creating a budget is super easy with Mint.com. I know this is a quick and simple video on how to set up a budget with a couple of transactions, but as we go throughout this tutorial, we will look at a more enhanced budget, structuring it, as well as goal setting when it comes to saving for certain key initiatives. Stay tuned, guys, and cheers.